Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're jumping right into something super cool, how getting paid to recycle through tokenized waste management might actually help solve our global plastic crisis. I mean, can digital tokens really save the planet? Let's find out how projects like Plastic Bank, Waste to Value, and even chemical barcodes are turning everyday trash into actual treasure by financially incentivizing people to gather and sort waste.
Section 1. The Global Waste Crisis. Now, before we get to the fun solutions, we kind of have to face some uncomfortable realities first.
Right now, we generate a jaw-dropping 1.3 billion tons of solid waste worldwide every single year. Seriously, 1.3 billion. To put that into perspective, that's like tossing out the weight of over 3 Empire State Buildings every single day. And if we don't change course, that number is expected to skyrocket to 2.2 billion tons by 2025. It's just a massive, massive logistical nightmare.
And here's where it gets really heartbreaking. Out of the roughly 381 million tons of plastic we make globally every year, only 9%, literally just 9%, actually gets recycled. Another 12% gets incinerated, which sends toxic junk straight into our atmosphere. And the vast majority of the rest? Well, it just gets buried in the ground or washes into our water systems.
On this current path, we've already dumped over 150 million metric tons of plastic into our oceans. If we don't alter our behavior, researchers estimate that by 2050, there will literally be more plastic in the ocean than fish. No way we can let that happen, right? So we need to shift to the circular path. This is where we completely stop treating waste as garbage and start treating it as a highly valuable resource so we can close the loop.
Which brings us to Section 2, Blockchain Beyond the Hype.
Okay, so if you hear blockchain and immediately think of wild speculative crypto trading, let's hit pause on that. For the circular economy, it represents something much more fundamental. We're talking about tokenization. This is using blockchain to create digital assets, or tokens, that drive trust, transparency, and accountability across the entire value chain. It creates an unchangeable ledger. Nobody can cheat it. And that's exactly what you need to track a piece of plastic from creation to recycling and make sure everyone who handles it is compensated fairly.
So, Section 3. Tokenizing the trash, or getting paid to recycle.
There are some incredible innovators leveraging these digital tokens right now. You've got Plastic Bank rewarding the informal sector with tokens. W2V, or Waste to Value, is creating eco-solutions for households. reciChain is optimizing massive fleet operators. reciChain actually awards individuals just for properly sorting their trash. And in Rotterdam, the Agora Tech Lab lets citizens earn blockchain credits they can redeem for actual public services. They are literally aligning environmental goals with economic incentives. It's a total game changer.
Let's zoom in on Waste to Value for a second. They beautifully tackle this problem right at home. You just use their mobile app, scan a QR code, and deposit your recyclables. The system instantly recognizes your contribution. It's super user-friendly, highly engaging, and it proves you can kickstart the circular economy right from your own kitchen.
And behind the scenes, there is a fascinating ecosystem making this possible. It connects everyday sustainable consumers with waste collectors, transfer stations, and eventually the manufacturers buying the recycled plastic. Because every single touchpoint is verified on the blockchain, a manufacturer can mathematically prove exactly where their plastic came from, and you, the consumer, know your effort actually counted.
Let's break down that process into 4 really straightforward steps. Step 1. The physical recycling activity happens and the data is collected. Step 2. That data gets encrypted and represented as a digital block. Step 3. Blockchain nodes, basically computers on the network, validate that the activity is completely legitimate. And finally, Step 4. The block is permanently added to the ledger, verifying the action. Boom. That final verification is exactly what triggers your financial reward.
Projects like Plastic Bank are using these exact steps right now, and the human impact here is just amazing. They're driving profound financial and social inclusion for informal waste pickers worldwide. A lot of these folks don't have access to traditional banking, but by gathering and sorting plastic containers, they earn digital tokens on a secure platform. They're turning environmental cleanup into a reliable, dignified source of income.
Moving right along to Section 4, Tracing Plastic Life Cycles.
So grassroots incentives are amazing for getting plastic off the streets, for sure. But we also have to trace these materials at the massive corporate level to prevent them from slipping back into landfills. Enter the major chemical producer BASF. They've developed this brilliant concept called reciChain. Think of it as a physical to digital bridge. It functions as a unique chemical barcode embedded right into the physical plastic itself. This lets anyone in the supply chain scan and track the product throughout its entire life cycle, from the factory to you, and crucially to the recycling facility.
And making this massive systemic change work is all about partnership. By collaborating with major brands like Deloitte, Nova Chemicals, and Save On Food, this technology permanently links the physical plastic to its digital tracking data. This creates absolute producer accountability. When corporations can reliably track their materials, they are heavily incentivized to design supply chains to reclaim those materials, rather than paying to produce brand new raw plastic from scratch.
All right, Section 5, empowering a circular economy. Let's tie all these threads together.
Whether we're paying citizens in digital tokens to clean up their streets or using chemical barcodes to hold global corporations accountable, the core objective is simple: closing the loop. That means designing out waste from the very beginning. It means treating plastic as a highly valuable resource, retaining the energy and value of materials we've already consumed, and narrowing, slowing, and closing those material flows. That is exactly how we transition from a destructive linear model to a sustainable circular economy. So, I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Look around you right now at the packaging and everyday items you usually just toss into a bin without a second thought. If your trash was suddenly a digital asset, what would you do differently today? If that plastic in your hand was actually valuable currency waiting to be claimed, how would your daily habits change?
The technology to make this a reality is already here. It's really just a question of how quickly we choose to adopt it. Thanks for joining this explainer today, and keep exploring the incredible solutions shaping our future.